T.I.'s sons, King Harris and Domani, got involved in the 50 Cent beef, and now T.I. himself is confronting them after they crossed the line. The situation has the internet buzzing, and fans are dying to know what he said and how he reacted. Let's start with the moment that sparked all the drama. Verzuz was seemingly invented to settle beefs, not start them. But the foundation of the T.I. and 50 Cent feud was laid during the COVID-19 pandemic, when T.I. repeatedly called out 50 for a battle, but the G-Unit mogul did not pay Tip much attention and scoffed at his requests. Now, to understand why King Harris and Domani ended up dropping diss tracks aimed at one of the biggest names in hip-hop history, we have to rewind to February 2026. At the center of the dispute is a proposed Verzuz battle. T.I. has publicly challenged 50 Cent to a hit-for-hit showdown, claiming in recent interviews, including an appearance on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, that 50 privately agreed before retreating once the request became public. According to T.I., that reversal cost 50 his respect. T.I. had been asking 50 Cent for this Verzuz matchup for years. This was back in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, when Verzuz events had just begun popping off, and Harris used the opportunity of wishing Fifth a happy birthday to challenge him to a battle. In an Instagram video, he said, "Pull your ass up with 20 of your records, man. Sit across from me, man." 50 Cent was not interested. Though 50 did not directly react to T.I.'s calls for a Verzuz battle, he did explain why he was avoiding them on the Morning Hustle show. He explained that he thought Verzuz was something they did when they were stuck in the house, and once everyone could go back outside, it did not make sense to him anymore. But T.I. did not stop. He kept pushing. Year after year, the request stayed alive. T.I. joined Hot 97 for a virtual interview, where the Atlanta rapper continued to poke at 50 while instigating a potential Verzuz battle. He said he thought 50 had an ego big enough to withstand his bravado, and that they were similarly stacked. He pointed out that while he does not have a diamond album, 50 does not have 5 classic albums. Now fast forward to February 2026. T.I. initially suggested on $1 Million Worth of Game that the two had agreed on a Verzuz battle, with the idea being that Tip would reveal the news. He claimed on the pod, hosted by Jilly the Kid and Wallow, that 50 went back on the plan, playing dumb when T.I. shared the news. T.I. said the whole thing was supposed to be about celebrating their catalogs. According to T.I., the battle was really about celebrating each other's catalog. He was ready. He felt like the matchup would be a moment for hip-hop. But when he went public with it, 50 Cent acted like he had no idea what T.I. was talking about. That is when things changed. The artist then supposedly backed out of the event, providing no reason, acting confused in public when asked about it. T.I. said he questioned 50's character and felt that if 50 did not want to do it, he should have just said so. Tensions escalated in February when T.I. accused 50 of ducking smoke during a nightcap interview. He then said the same thing on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. T.I. made these claims during a few podcast appearances in February 2026, suggesting that the Verzuz match was supposed to be a way to celebrate their individual catalogs. During his appearance on the $1 Million Worth of Game, he further added that he did not respect the New York rapper, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, after seeing the way he had handled the supposed situation. So we have T.I. saying he lost respect for 50 Cent. That is what was said publicly, and that is where the match was lit, because what happened next is exactly what happens when you poke 50 Cent. He did not respond with bars. He did not step into the booth. As far as rapping goes, this has been a totally one-sided feud, as T.I. has been relentless in stacking 50 Cent diss tracks, while 50 has opted for social media fodder and trolling instead of heading to the booth. And that trolling is what brought the Harris family into the equation. Now 50 Cent is known for a lot of things. He is known for Get Rich or Die Trying. He is known for the Power franchise. And he is known for trolling. When 50 Cent decides to go after someone on social media, it is not a one-and-done situation. It is a campaign. 50 Cent responded with a barrage of social media trolling, going beyond T.I. to take shots at his wife, Tiny Harris, and his son, King Harris. That is what happened here. 50 Cent posted an unflattering photo of Tamika Tiny Harris on social media during his ongoing feud with her husband, T.I. He captioned it with a remark telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth, which many people saw as mocking or disrespectful toward Tiny. 50 Cent posted memes and jabs aimed at T.I., his wife, and their son, King. He was not holding back. He was posting and deleting, posting and deleting. Although many of 50 Cent's posts have since been removed from his page, the Harris family stood tall in defense of Tiny. Meanwhile, T.I. was not just sitting there. The younger Harris brothers' responses arrived after T.I. unleashed multiple tracks of his own, including Lessons, The Right One, and What Bully, reigniting tensions that flared when he accused 50 of ducking a proposed Verzuz showdown. That is 4 diss tracks in total from T.I. T.I. has released 4 diss tracks: War, The Right One, Lessons, and What Bully, all aimed at 50 Cent. T.I. kept the pressure on with his third entry, Lessons, which online commentators and rap critics described as one of his strongest performances in years. Tips sounding genuinely hungry and reinvigorated. His fourth diss track, What Bully, targeted 50 Cent's online tough guy image versus his apparent reluctance to face real-world consequences. But while T.I. was in the studio, 50 was not done trolling. He kept going. He went after Tiny again. He posted unflattering images. He made jokes. He did admit he was proud of how both his sons defended their mother, Tamika Tiny Harris, who became the butt of several since-deleted memes posted by 50. And here's the thing about 50 Cent. He does not just go after the person he has the issue with. He goes after their family. He goes after their wife. He goes after their kids. And that is exactly what he did. T.I. and 50 Cent's simmering beef was reignited earlier this month, when the Atlanta rapper shared he lost respect for the Queens rapper for backing out of their anticipated Verzuz battle. Since then, in true 50 Cent fashion, the rapper has clapped back on social media, posting jokes and memes, and throwing shots at T.I., his wife, and their son, King. Now, 50 Cent was not just posting pictures. Meanwhile, 50 Cent signaled that his response may extend beyond music. The rapper and television producer recently hinted at a potential documentary project, tentatively titled Surviving T.I. and Tiny. In a social media post shared earlier this week, he compared the concept to his recent docuseries, The Reckoning, which explored allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. That is a direct threat, a documentary about allegations against T.I. and Tiny. And 50 Cent posted on Instagram saying, "I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're gonna ask about your 20 sexual assault cases." That is what T.I.'s sons were looking at. Their mother being disrespected online, their family being threatened with a documentary, and their father dropping diss tracks but the other side not responding in the booth, just continuing to troll online. That is the context. That is what was happening. When King Harris decided he had seen enough, King Harris was the first one to insert himself into his father's feud with 50 Cent, after the New York rapper posted a less than flattering picture of his mother, Tiny, on Instagram on February 22, 2026. King did not hold back, not even a little. King went on an expletive-laden rant against 50 Cent and spoke about his late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who died when the rapper was 8. That Instagram rant was just the beginning. King Harris followed this up with his first diss track, Made Man, released on February 24, 2026. The feud escalated after he released a second diss track, titled Sayless, on February 26th, along with a clip of the young rapper wearing a t-shirt with 50 Cent's mother's face on it. Let that sit for a second. King Harris wore a t-shirt with 50 Cent's deceased mother on it. In a music video, wearing a black t-shirt printed with an image of 50's late mother, he raps about talking about mamas and refers to 50's mother being in the grave. King Harris, T.I., and Tiny's son responded by wearing a t-shirt bearing the image of 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away in an apartment fire when 50 was just 8 years old. Now, 50 Cent's mother passing is something that has always been a part of his story. She died when he was a child, and here was King Harris putting her image on a t-shirt and using it as a prop in a diss track video. The cover art includes a burning house, alluding to 50's mother passing away in a fire. King then unveiled a song and a video, including shots where he is rocking a t-shirt with 50's mom, something that earned a major cosign from another one of 50's ops, Rick Ross. Even Rick Ross got involved. That t-shirt got a cosign from Ross, who has had his own issues with 50 Cent for years. This was turning into something much bigger than a Verzuz disagreement. And then Domani stepped in. On February 27th, Domani released Ms. Jackson, which sampled Outkast's 2000 song of the same name. According to the Griot, Domani directly spoke to 50 Cent's mother and asked in the opening line, "Am I overreacting or is it valid?" Domani, T.I.'s 24-year-old son and rapper, jumped into the ongoing beef in a diss track dedicated to 50 Cent's late mother, Ms. Jackson. Yo Mama comments are one of the most polarizing dices in black communities, and this week, T.I.'s children exemplified how far things can go when mamas are involved. The track's tone gets more heated as Domani alludes to ending the Inda Club rapper's life in a metaphor about a cat's 9 lives, alluding to the 9 times 50 Cent was shot in 2000. Then on March 6th, both sons dropped more tracks. King released Drop Top and Domani released P.U. Wowie in response to 50 Cent's Power Origins theme song. On the heels of 50 sniping at Tip and his wife Tiny, 2 of the Harris children, King and Domani, responded to the G-Unit mogul on Friday, March 6th with bristling diss tracks. The track sees Domani attack 50 Cent and bring up that the get-rich-or-die-trying artist was accused of rape and physical abuse, by his ex and mother of his child, Daphne Joy. The cover art for the track appears to feature one of Daphne Joy's posts, in which she accused her ex of assaulting her and failing to be there for their son. Both sons have released new tracks that go directly for 50's character, by bringing up his baby mama, Daphne Joy, and the drama surrounding their relationship. When King and Domani were asked about their involvement in the feud, they did not back down. The sons discussed their involvement in the feud during a recent interview with Complex News. When asked whether they had considered approaching the battle a different way, King replied, "I treated people how they treated us. You know, I'm saying it wasn't nothing that I wanted to do. It was just something that just had to be done." Domani, 24, recently appeared on The Breakfast Club to explain why he felt the need to jump in, even if it was not what his father wanted. "We didn't really have a conversation because he probably would have had some input," he said of his dad. "I would have had to choose to ignore him or go my own route." That line from Domani is telling. He knew that if he had talked to T.I. first, his father would have had something to say about it. So he did not ask. He just did it. Now here is where the title of this video comes in. T.I. confronting King Harris and Domani about crossing the line with 50 Cent. During a sit-down with the hosts of the Abro Laura Rosenberg show, T.I. reflected on his son's disses to 50 Cent after the Queens rapper trolled the Harris family with a picture of Tiny. And when he was asked if he enjoyed his kids jumping in, his answer was clear. "No, I don't enjoy it," said T.I. In response to a question about if his kids' responses were enjoyable, he explained why. "I spent so much time trying to get this lil Nido off the ledge. Now, he has justifiable means to undo all of the teaching that I've been teaching." Think about what T.I. is saying there. He has been working for years to keep King Harris away from trouble. King has had his own issues. And now, this beef with 50 Cent has given King a reason to go back to the behavior T.I. has been trying to steer him away from. But T.I. also expressed pride in his sons for standing up for their mother. T.I. said he is a logical, reasonable man of respect. He raises his children to be men of respect. Logical, reasonable, and not to be emotional. But the one thing he is proud of is that the women and children in their family see that there is a line of men there against whoever comes at them. He added that he is not there to defeat, he is there to defend. He is there to protect what is theirs. He said he would die in the streets about it. That is T.I. as a father, proud that his sons stepped up for their mother, but also recognizing that things went too far. And when he was asked where that line was, T.I. pointed to one specific moment. He pointed directly at the video of King wearing a shirt with 50's deceased mother on it. "I said that's enough when I seen that t-shirt," the Atlanta rapper said. "I said, man, this is enough. Chill out, bro. I've spent so much time trying to get this little nut E off the ledge. And now, he has justifiable means to undo all of the teachings that I've been teaching. I do not like this. No, I do not enjoy it." T.I. explained that he told King to chill out, that he is big on treating people the way he wants to be treated. He does not be out there doing unto others in ways he does not want to be dealt with. He said it was over with, let the stuff go. He also made it clear that he did not coordinate the diss tracks from his sons. On the Ebro show, T.I. said, "I ain't got nothing to do with everybody moving on their own accord. Everybody doing what they feel is necessary to be done in the moment." So T.I. did not plan it. He did not sign off on it. And when he saw King wearing that t-shirt with 50's mother on it, he told him that was enough. But on the other hand, T.I. also said something that shows the other side of this. "You dragged the matriarch of our household into some nonsense," the rapper said of 50 Cent. "The one thing that I am proud of out of all of this is that the women and children in our family see that it's a line of men that's here against who the fuck ever. That is the duality here. T.I. is proud that his son stood up. He is not proud of how far they took it. And King wearing that t-shirt was where T.I. drew the line." Domani spoke on The Breakfast Club about his approach to the diss. "I'm an understanding individual, and I know the reason people do certain things. It probably stems from how they grew up, how they was raised. So I just be having questions. And yeah, it just came across that way," Domani added. Domani positioned his diss track Ms. Jackson as more of a question than an attack. He was not just going at 50 Cent's mother. He framed it as speaking to her, asking her if she was proud of her son. That is a different approach than what King did, which was more direct and more aggressive. But 50 Cent, in his response, did not differentiate between the two brothers. To 50, both of them had crossed a line. Hollywood Unlocked reposted King's post about 50, and the Queen's legend hopped into the comments section with a message. He wrote, "LOL, if he keep this up, Diddy not gonna wanna walk around with her." That comment from 50 was a reference to the allegations surrounding T.I. and Tiny and Diddy. 50 was not backing down. After all the diss tracks from T.I., King, and Domani, after being on the receiving end of a handful of diss tracks from T.I. and his sons, it did not appear that 50 Cent planned to respond by stepping into the booth. That changed on Friday, March 6th. When the G-Unit mogul responded to Tip with the Power Origins theme song, They are gonna learn to leave me alone, 50 captioned an X post. Alongside the release of No One Told Us What We're Here For featuring Leon Thomas, 50 Cent turned a Verzuz snub into a full family war. When he dropped the Power Origins theme song with shots at T.I., his wife, and their entire household on March 5th, the track, No One Told Us What We're Here For, featuring Leon Thomas, contains bars that reference T.I.'s family and the sexual assault allegations against him and Tiny Harris. Fans gave 50 kudos for responding through a theme song for one of his shows, rather than a traditional diss track, which could prove to be a shrewd business move. One fan wrote on X, "Most men write a diss to get a reaction. 50 composes a theme to get a residual. He is making you listen to his victory every time you press play. That is the move." 50 Cent did not just drop a random diss track that would get played for a week and then forgotten. He made it the official theme song for Power Origins. Every time someone watches an episode of that show, they will hear those bars. That is a business play and a diss at the same time. 50 Cent then further escalated tensions between him and the Harris men by posting on his Instagram page a photoshopped image of T.I. with Tiny eating a piece from a cut-up cardboard box. The photo may imply that 50's lyric was directed at Tip and the Harris family matriarch. T.I. was not worried. He wrote on Instagram, "We can go bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc. Either way, all you gonna do is show how much of a FN you is. Let's play. Nobody fears you over here, boo-boo." T.I. already dropped a new track called Trauma Bond with lyrics aimed at 50 Cent. The man is not slowing down, and neither are his sons. King and Domani dropped 2 more 50 Cent diss tracks, after Fifth appeared to have dissed T.I. and the Harris family on the new Power Origins theme song. On Friday, March 6th, King and Domani released 2 diss tracks on their Instagram pages in retaliation. And through all of this, for 2 weeks, it seemed like T.I. would not let up dropping diss tracks toward 50. 50 has yet to respond on a record beyond the theme song, and it looks like he will not be doing so anytime soon. But here is the thing. While T.I. has been in the booth consistently, his sons have been the ones making headlines. King Harris with that t-shirt, Domani with Ms. Jackson. Those are the moments that got the most attention, and T.I. knows it. He knows his sons were the ones who pushed this thing to a level he did not want it to go. Still, it seems Tip remains conflicted about his sons fighting his battles. "You dragged the matriarch of our household into some nonsense," the rapper said of 50 Cent. And meanwhile, T.I.'s music is actually benefiting from all of this. Let Him Know is one of the early hits of 2026. The song, part of T.I.'s retirement album Kill the King, is currently #1 at Urban Radio and on several charts, from Instagram to Billboard. So T.I. has the #1 song in the country right now. His final album Kill the King is on the way. His sons have gone to war for the family name, and 50 Cent is doing what 50 Cent does: trolling, teasing documentaries, and turning his diss into a TV theme song. The situation right now is that this beef has become a family affair on the Harris side. T.I. said he confronted King about that t-shirt. He told him it was enough. But as we have seen, the diss tracks kept coming. It is no longer just T.I. on 50 Cent's neck. The whole family is standing 10 toes. Whether T.I. wanted his sons in this or not, they are in it. King Harris said it himself: "I treated people how they treated us." And Domani made it clear he did not ask for permission because he knew his father would have told him to stand down. So where does this go from here? 50 Cent has the Power Origins theme song. He has been teasing a documentary about T.I. and Tiny. T.I. has Kill the King on the way, and his sons are not showing any signs of stopping. The line was crossed. T.I. acknowledged it, but the war continues. The only question left is whether anyone on either side is willing to be the one who stops first. And based on everything we have seen so far, neither side looks like they are ready to put down their weapons. This is the first major rap beef of 2026, and it is far from over. That is the full story. T.I. confronted King and Domani. He told them they went too far, but he also said he is proud they stood up for their mother. And the beef with 50 Cent is not done, not by a long shot. As Tiny herself said about her sons, she wrote on Instagram that she is really out here living and breeding something like the next Jackson 5. She wrote, "Man, I'm really out here living and breeding something like the next Jackson 5. I have done some commendable things in life, but I promise they're my biggest flex for a lifetime." That is where the Harris family stands, united. Even if T.I. wishes some things had been done differently, even if he told King to take the t-shirt off, even if he told Domani he should have asked first. At the end of the day, 50 Cent posted pictures of their mother, and in the Harris household, that is where the line was. Everything after that, the diss tracks, the t-shirt, the Ms. Jackson record, the PY track, the drop top diss, all of it came from that one moment when 50 Cent decided to go after Tiny. T.I. confronted his sons. He told them they crossed a line, but the truth is, both sides have crossed lines in this, and neither side appears ready to step back. This beef started with a Verzuz that never happened. It turned into memes, then diss tracks, then family involvement, then dead mothers being brought into it, then theme songs, then documentary threats. Each step has been an escalation, and each escalation has brought more people into it. The question is not whether T.I. confronted King and Domani. He did. The question is whether it mattered, because the diss tracks are still coming, the trolling is still happening, and 2026's biggest rap beef is still very much alive,